on a roll, so I figured we keep it going with The Land Before Time 5. The first Land Before Time that has Windows XP 3D models. I don't know if there's such a thing, but look at this PSX graphics Earth. They might as well have left it like the cartoonish animations, because when it transitions into the cartoon world, it's freaking jarring.
Mysterious alien world was populated by the mightiest animals ever to walk the earth.
Wait for it.
But becoming a meal themselves.
Why do they gotta make the sharp teeth look so freaking nasty? Like, these are the dinosaurs a lot of people really love, and you make them look like socks. Anyway, it starts off when Littlefoot and his friends start fighting over the last tree star that's on the tree. Littlefoot made an agreement that he always gets the first tree star of the day, but everyone else thinks that it changes because that's the last one. And I'm like, well, why does it matter? Why don't you just divvy it up? It's literally 5 points on that leaf, and there are 5 of you. Each of you take a tip. But I understand where Littlefoot is coming from, and he doesn't play with his tree stars. The first thing I immediately noticed when watching this was how their voices sound so different, and you will hear that over the course of all the other movies. I've watched all the other movies, and Littlefoot's voice changes from getting really childish to like a preteen to like an old woman in the space of like 3 movies.
The oldest. But that's you. I know.
As much as Petrie's not my favorite, with his derpy looking face, at least he still sounds the same.
All of a sudden, me not feel so hungry.
But the main character is the one that sounds the most not like the main character. Spike knocks the tree and causes the tree star to go floating away, and Mr. Ankylosaurus, Mr. Clubtail over here, ends up eating it. Cera and Littlefoot start fighting. Cera's mad, all of them are mad because Mr. Clubtail ate the tree star, and they start fighting amongst themselves. And then Gourmet, Littlefoot's grandfather, comes up and Jesus Christ, and casts a dildo shadow over them.
What would have happened if you...
Children!
The hell, man? Yo. Okay, you see...
Helicopter dig. All right. To impress a chick, do the helicopter dig.
Wow.
Oh God, hold on. What does this look like right here? If I took the screenshot and shared it on the internet and nobody has watched this, what do y'all think the caption would be? How does Grandpa Longneck... I'm so sorry, No. I am convinced. I am so freaking convinced that the animators knew full well what they were doing. They knew goddamn well what they were doing. They're not stupid. You can't tell me that this tip right here is what Mr. Grandfather Longneck's head looks like when he casts a shadow looking like a cone head tip. That is not how he looks. What's up with it? Yo, come on now. And it gets fatter as it gets to the bottom. Come on. You know what you're doing, you nasty. Oh my God. Oh, never ever did I think about that until you get older and you're like, what in the blasted Rossclot is a shadow doing? Why does it look like that?
Children!
Look at a shadow. And then look at Grandpa Longneck and tell me if that looks like what would have made the shadow that we just saw on the freaking ground. I'm so done right now. I need a break. I just started and I need a break.
Thick. Bitch is about to be gagging. Bitch is about to be...
Now, what's all the fuss about?
Not much, just how your freaking shadow cast looks like a freaking mole to a dick. He basically tells Littlefoot and his friends not to fight. They shouldn't be fighting over food. The Great Valley has everything they could ever need. He said there are plenty of tree stars to go around, and so, like, in this specific scene, his neck is, like, way longer than it usually is. I notice people stretch characters' necks when it's, when it's convenient, and somebody, I wish they didn't do that, but somebody showed me they did that in The Lion King as well. If you hear bone crunching noises behind me, my dogs are having their snack. I'm so sorry. I just can't wait. This is fresh. I just finished watching this, so I just want to do the review. Just so obnoxious, Jesus. So in this scene, we see that Sarabi is here.
Around the water hole.
She's lying down, right? Nala's being bathed by her mom over on the left. God damn it, man. You just ruined the whole movie for me.
Mom, can I go with Simba?
Look at the distance. Simba. From Sarabi. Notice the elevation as well. So when Nell is taking a bath, Robbie says it's time for Simba's bath. Robbie's still lying down, her paws right there, okay?
For yours.
Okay, hold up real quick. So, until this person pointed this out, take a look when you look at it upside down. I mean, right side out, inside neck, whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. She's still lying down. Look at where her shoulder is, see? We're so off topic, but take a look. She's lying down the entire time. Take a look right here. Her shoulder stays there, right? While she's still lying there, her neck is somehow... I don't know about y'all, but I know that lions do not have accordion necks like barnacles that can stretch out 4 times their length while they're in a lying position. And the Land Before Time seems to have the same issue because when the script deems it so, the necks can get as long as possible, as long as they want, or not. Gourmet notices something he thinks is a storm cloud, but it's actually a swarm of locusts. The names that they give the locusts just makes it funnier.
Oh no, it can't be. Swarming leaf gobblers.
Jesus Christ. These are the biggest I've ever seen Gourmet's eyes go. These things come in quickly and lay waste to the Great Valley. Ugh. When everything is finished, they have nothing left. Then they go about their way. And they, whoa, who in the frick is this? Who the hell are you? I'm guessing longnecks are regularly coming in and out of the Great Valley, but they try to make it seem as though there are no other longnecks there, but Littlefoot and his grandparents. He always asks, will there be kids? We know there are other 3-horns there, but we never see any of the young longnecks. And now this random ass longneck just pops out from nowhere, but we know there are other apatosauruses there. They just don't show them. It just took me by surprise. And we know that one's male because he has the same kind of coloration as Gourmet. Ew. What is happening right now? Oh my god. I can't. I don't think I'm in the mindset to review this right now. Seriously. Jesus Christ. Half deflated blow-up doll Cera. Her frill is turned inside out. Oh god. No. No. This isn't gonna happen. Give me a second. I need to come back and do this review at a later time.
When it crunches, that's why I love Nestle Crunch.
FarmersOnly.com is the new online dating site for farmers, ranchers, and good old country folks.
You don't have to be lonely at farm.
Do anything to get one.
My name is Mac.
All right, back to our regular schedule of programming. Everyone is devastated. They had just gone through that big fire in the previous movies. Who in the hell is this? Is no one else interested in these other longnecks but me? Anyways, they're like, this was a paradise, and now look at our home. And I like that they did this because in the previous movie, they made it seem like they didn't have anything when clearly you could see a whole bunch of green, like 85% of the valley still had trees that had green on them. This time they made sure. It's like they learned from that movie and they're like, how can we make this? How can we raise the stakes and actually make them leave the Great Valley? Littlefoot's grandfather and the other longnecks come to the conclusion that they have to leave the Great Valley this time. There's no choice. There's nothing to eat. Littlefoot and his friends are concerned because they think that they're gonna end up splitting up.
Leave the Great Valley? Impossible!
We are protected here. Beyond the mountain walls live shark teeth.
These things annoy me so much because didn't they live in the wild before they came to the Great Valley? And what are you gonna do? Sit there and be safe and starve?
Get hold of yourselves. Show some backbone.
Exactly. Then Gourmet quickly remembers, hey everyone, we're so safe here that we all forgot that we lived outside the Great Valley, out there in the wild, out there in the wilderness with all the danger before coming here. All of them survived. They all grew up out there where it wasn't safe. And it's kind of like a testament to how society is nowadays. Like, oh my god, my phone. Oh my god, I can't have a nice toilet to sit on. Okay, wait. I think... Okay, well, most people had a toilet to sit on. The point is, you don't really absolutely need all this stuff. We've gotten so comfortable that we don't remember that we can actually survive out there. And maybe through the generations, a lot of us would have lost that ability, but these guys are literally the generation that came to the Great Valley and got there first before their kids did. Their kids could survive out there in the wild. There's no reason they shouldn't be able to, especially if they stay together as a herd. What is up with Grandma?
I don't want to live with a bunch of three-horns. They're too bossy.
Really, Cera? Why do they do their mouths like that? It's not in a relaxed state. Like, why do you do your mouth like that? It's so annoying when cartoons do that. It's okay, because the kids over here, that they're all going together. However, after traveling for some time and leaving the Great Valley, they find out that there's really nothing. The leaf gobblers have gone over everything and eaten everything. And right when they find the duckbill, Ducky's kind, they start to split up and fight. Gourmet's thing is, hey, the duckbill was heading in this direction when it died. So clearly there's nothing back there. Or it was senile and it was just going around in circles. Then of course, Daddy Three Tops has to do his prejudice rant.
Obviously, no food in that direction, so we must change our course.
Everyone knows how stupid duckbills are.
Wow. Daddy Tops has a good point too. He's like, if we don't keep going in a straight line, we're gonna end up like this dude. We don't know why he was going that way. I mean, both of them have some solid points. And then they decide that they should split up.
For one, I'm getting fed up with this I'm taller, so that makes me better than you attitude of yours.
Your father can't talk to my grandpa like that. What? He can talk any way he wants.
Is Littlefoot an idiot? I'm actually asking, because why are you telling Cera that? Like, she has control over what her father does. She's a kid. Her father is the adult, you freaking idiot. I get that they're hungry and thirsty and probably really angry, but this is so far out of Littlefoot's character that it just ruins the immersion for me, because Littlefoot's not that type of person. Sarah's the type of person that would say that to Littlefoot, but Littlefoot's not the type of person that would say that. Like, of all the times Daddy Tops has said worse things to Gourmet, Littlefoot decides that now is the time he's gonna be a freaking asshole and somehow blames Cera for the way her father is speaking to his grandfather. Then they start fighting until they realize that the grown-ups decide they're gonna split up. The kids are having a hard time falling asleep. I really forgot that Ducky had a whole bunch of little sisters. In my story, she only has one little sister named Lucky, but this is a whole bunch. And it's probably the eggs that we saw in Land Before Time too. Ducky starts crying even after her mother tells her and Spike to try and get some rest because they don't want to leave their friends. Petrie comes up and we see Ducky get mad for the first time.
Me no miss Ducky. Me no miss Spike neither. Then maybe I will not miss you either.
Aww. I don't know why I have it in my headcanon, like back then when I was doing my little fanfiction audio drama stuff before I killed off Petrie, Ducky and him were a thing. Petrie was always nerdy and Ducky was the only person who liked him. And then Petrie started growing up and hit puberty and he was like, oh yeah, and didn't want Ducky anymore, so that ended. And then he got into an accident with his family and died. You horrible person. You'll be all right. When the grown-ups all wake up, they realize that their kids are missing. Petrie's mom takes up, I forgot he had siblings too. Everyone is worried, especially Sarah's dad. Littlefoot has a plan. They're gonna try and make as many footsteps as possible and make them deep into the ground so that the grown-ups will follow them when they find food. But at this rate, they're just expending more energy than they're getting. I love how they see the tracks of a sharp tooth, but they never actually show the sharp tooth. They smell water, and where there's water, there's green food. When they run to the water, they're shocked because they've never seen this much water before.
Yep, that's a video for the cowboy fans, just for the media. No one else sees it.
Now they understand when nothing grows here. Also, when Cera spits out her water, it sounds like a wet fart. Littlefoot's sad, and so are the others, because their whole plan was for them to find food so that their families wouldn't have to split up. Ducky is sad, and when she finds Spike, she sees him looking at something. What you looking at, Spike? Ducky points to an island across the sea. How is it that they didn't see that before? Don't know. I mean, maybe they were surprised because of all the water, but I mean, the way they make it look here, it kind of seems as though it's right there in clear view. So is a land path. So they're wondering how they can get across before they see the land bridge. And Ducky's like, I'm a swimmer. I can swim across.
Me could fly. Oh yeah? And what are the rest of us supposed to do?
Note that they said this.
You can walk.
that's when they see the land path that they somehow missed when they got there. On their way there, however, they get rough seas. And it's very interesting how they film this because we see cross waves.
That is a earth-shade.
Notice how the waves intersect with each other to make these squares, and there's an actual real phenomenon like that.
Square waves. This strange wave pattern looks like a giant chessboard over the ocean. They say that when looking down at these square patterns in the water, it's almost as if there's some sort of metal grid underneath it.
As the bright side puts it in that clip, these waves are very dangerous. Basically, they explain that whenever there's storms, you get swells or waves that ripple out from the storm or the rough area all the way to calm waters. And you can have different storms or occurrences causing these waves that travel for miles.
When two different swells coming from opposite directions meet, it's known as a cross sea. This is what generates these square waves you see near the Isle of Rhe.
And that's exactly what we end up seeing in the Land Before Time, and why really huge waves start crashing them. They're getting swell waves, or waves crashing from two different directions. Waves that are coming in from two different directions. As it said, these square waves occur when separate weather systems collide. And if you're caught in these waves, it's going to be hard to swim out of them and escape because you're fighting two different waves from two different directions at the same time. And according to many sources, that's how a lot of shipwrecks have happened. Imagine if you're in a ship and you're fighting the waves, and you've seen lots of videos of them fighting waves from one direction. Well, imagine waves coming from one direction and then having to fight off other waves coming in a completely different direction. That is enough to drive a ship under the water, or at least drown anyone who is in the water. So I thought it was really interesting that they decided to add this on here. You can get a lot of lore and other Easter egg stuff that you don't even realize is there when you watch back these movies. So yes, the sea is weird, the sea is scary, but also these waves are very dangerous. If any of them fell in, they could drown. But we know they won't because of plot. The kids have to flee from a super large wave, and they finally are able to climb up onto an island. The island they'd been looking at. Yay, they have green food, but the green food doesn't taste that great. They're not used to this food. While they're eating anyway, they discovered that the land bridge is gone. Funny how it had been there all this time, and when they decide to walk across it, it's just like, man, I'm gonna just magically disappear now because y'all walked on me. I'm christened. Time for me to hit the streets. I'm hoping it's just one of those cases where there's just really, really high tide, but for the land bridge to have gone all the way across that other beach, I don't know, man. Maybe there was a temporary raise to sea level or something. Meanwhile, on the other side, the grown-ups are so disheartened. They fear something bad has happened to their kids, but Migor tries to keep a positive outlook. They have no idea, since the land bridge is now gone, or at least some of it, that the kids are over there on that island. Really, no one thinks to look how in view it is.
There's got to be a way to. Hey, Petrie, you could fly over and tell them where we are.
Me? All by myself over big water? No.
What? Sorry. Weren't you bragging only moments ago of how you can fly over it? Like, I get that you're scared of the waves and shit, but your survival and your friends are literally depending on you. You can fucking fly. Even if you hit the air and did your squawky thing and just flew a little bit towards the ocean, your mom would see you. Also, that is another weird plot hole that I didn't think of until just now. Do they not see the island there? Okay. Did the mother not think to fly over just to see? Since her kid can fly, if he went over to the only known thing over there that has freaking food, Spike was able to see it. And I know people are like, oh, Spike has his magic power, and the reason he doesn't talk is because he can hear music in the plants, which, okay, that's just freaking bullshit. I know they probably said that in the series, but to me personally, I call bullshit. That's really freaking stupid. Maybe he can hear music in the plants. Why would that be a reason for him not to talk? Anyway, I don't know if it's because he's autistic or something, but nobody else has that ability. But you have flyers, you have flyers, you have flyers. You have other kids that are like Petrie. Nobody decided to look across where there's freaking land. Like, it's right there, bro. It's right there. It's not far. It's there. Oh my god. They asked Ducky and she gives some big shit views. Now, she has more of an excuse to not go over there than Petrie does. Petrie has no excuse. He can fly. You can fly high away from the big water. Oh my god, Petrie's useless. I'm glad I killed him off in my story. I'm sorry for any of you who love Petrie. That is your shit. I cannot stand him. He is the only person who has the best ability out of all these people, and he never uses it. So selfish. People put their lives in danger, friends put their lives in danger to help you, Petrie, and you do it when it's convenient. But no, you're scared to fly over big water when you can actively see that the land is only, it's not even that far. You stupid bitch bird. Then they start singing about big water and things lurking in there and all that nonsense. They push a log in the water and decide that they're gonna use it as a raft to get back to the island. That was Cera's idea, and she starts to get seasick. At least somebody's useful. So let me get this straight. This is where this movie is so freaking stupid. Don't get me wrong. I love Land Before Time. I really, really love it. It's my favorite, but good grief, it's so ridiculous.
Petrie, why are you way over there?
Me want to stay far away from big water as me can.
If you were flying, you'd be far away from it as possible. You're afraid to fly over it where you'll be high up in the sky, but you're okay with being perched on a freaking twig that is right next to it, you stupid idiot. Oh my god. I cannot stand Petrie. For frick's sake, I apologize. I apologize, but goddamn. You know what? I think I need a break. I think I need an actual break. I need an actual break. I'm gonna split this review into two because just because I just need a break. There's always that one character that you're like, bro, why? Why are you doing this? Just making it worse for everybody. Talk about dead weight. This creature that I made is called the Humming Lyre. It has tiny openings underneath its tail feathers that it uses to mimic an array of different creatures or sounds. No one knows what this thing actually sounds like because anyone who's heard it thinks it's a completely different thing, including the ocean, seagulls, people, cars, and sand. Strangely enough, this bird does not emit sound from its beak, but from the tails on its back. As humans have individual and very unique fingerprints, so do these birds each have individual and unique markings on their tail tips. This is one of my more simple doodles, but I want to know more about this creature. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. This has been Ulterior You Ask, We Answer.